More than 2,000 candidates, including 417 women, are contesting Saturday's parliamentary election in Afghanistan. Voters will be able to cast ballots at more than 19,000 polling stations in all but one province. Election has been postponed in the restive province of Ghazni. The Taliban has threatened to disrupt the polls. On Thursday, they claimed responsibility for the attack on a high-level meeting inside the Kandahar governor's compound, wiping out the top political leadership of that province. So voting in Kandahar has also been postponed by a week. Here's a look at how Afghans are gearing up to brave the bullets to cast their ballot.
Afghanistan is going ahead with parliamentary election on Saturday in spite of security concerns and ongoing fighting in as many as 20 out of the country's 34 provinces. The election will be held on Saturday amid a particularly vicious campaign by the Taliban and the so-called Islamic State terror group, which have been staging near-daily attacks. Besides the security challenges, there have also been concerns over the transparency of the vote. For the first time, the Election Commission has equipped polling stations with biometric identification system. The Deputy Chair of Election Commission said that while security remains a challenge, the Commission is hopeful for a peaceful polling day.
We think that we will have some challenges on polling day. Because of the security situation of Afghanistan. But we had very good meetings with security people in different organizations. And they are prepared for the polling day. And we hope to not have a kind of attack in that day.
More than 50,000 members of Afghan security forces will be deployed to secure the polling stations. Afghan Defense Ministry spokesperson believes that the Taliban will attempt to disrupt the election process.
The Taliban will try to create problems because if democracy is established, there will be no place for terrorism. But we assure you that we will ensure the security of elections with full force.
But Javed says that Afghan security forces have taken all necessary measures to ensure a peaceful polling day. Afghan officials announced 3 levels of security belts at each polling centre. Kabul resident Haji Muhammad Kareem calls for a transparent parliament, while another local, Najibullah, said that nothing would keep him from casting his vote.
We want a transparent parliament. Our people get killed daily and it is all because of a lack of transparency. We demand transparency in parliament so that we don't have these problems.
I'm not scared at all. I will go out on polling day, cast my vote, elect my representative and will have my vote inside the ballot box.
Political analyst Haroon Mir says that it is important for the Afghan government to send a message to the Taliban.
We are entering a new phase of negotiation for a political settlement. The Taliban have already started negotiating directly with the United States, and it's very important to indicate to the Taliban that the government is functioning, that the institutions in Afghanistan are functioning, and that the political process that began in 2001 is also functioning. And so why it's very important, it will be a clear message to the insurgents and to the Taliban that they have to deal with a political process that is accepted by a majority of Afghan people.
There have been deadly attacks against the candidates and campaign rallies, both by Taliban and the Islamic State terrorists. The Taliban, who have been fighting Afghan and NATO forces for more than 17 years, have condemned the election and warned candidates and Afghan security forces they would be targeted. They've also warned teachers and students not to participate in the election and not allow schools to be used as polling centres. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
On Thursday, one of Afghanistan's most powerful security officials was killed. He was killed by the Taliban as he sat in a meeting with commanders from the United States. General Abdul Razik was known as a fierce fighter against the Taliban, and his death will come as a great loss to the Afghan security forces.
General Abdul Razik, at 39 years of age, was a regional police officer with a larger-than-life reputation. He was known as one of the most powerful security officials of Afghanistan and was hailed for his fight against the Taliban. General Razik's father and uncle were killed by the Taliban in the year 1994. Soon after, he and his family fled to Pakistan and only returned to Afghanistan in 2001. Upon returning to his homeland, General Razik joined an anti-Taliban force in Kandahar. He started off as a young border policeman working between Kandahar and Balochistan. Over the years, he steadily rose in the ranks of the Afghan security forces. In the year 2011, he took over as Kandahar's police chief after his predecessor was killed in a suicide attack. His strong commitment to eliminating the Taliban made him a favorite of the US-led coalition troops. He was viewed as one of the country's most effective leaders, crediting him with keeping the Taliban in check in Kandahar.
It's the loss of a patriot, but we remain absolutely committed to an Afghan-led Afghan reconciliation. We need to find who's done this, but right now we are going toward the election, and we will continue to defend the Afghan people.
General Razik quoted his fair share of controversies. He was accused of serious human rights violations, charges he vehemently denied. In 2017, the United Nations too questioned his methods. Yet, he was considered a bulwark against the Taliban. General Razik had survived several attempts on his life over many years. He narrowly escaped an attack last year in which 5 diplomats from the United Arab Emirates were killed in Kandahar. Until Thursday, when he fell to Taliban's bullets. Bureau Report, World is One.